I always thought that creating my film poster would be a difficult process because of my slightly surrealist aspect. I wasn't sure what images I could use to display what my film was actually about, seeing as there were so many different conventions: media and the government, the impact of government and education, and the development of adolescence in our slightly warped culture are but a few. Because from an early stage I chose my title to be Education, 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 I thought that my film poster should be reflective of that. Also, because there are so many key themes within my film, putting them all into a poster would clutter it up, so I chose to rein it back and make it as simplistic as I could, because during my research, film posters were often shown as a sort of intrigue, and that's something I wanted to do. I chose to have a picture of a blackboard as my background image. This connotes education, but also negativity, as everyone can vouch for the fact that the sound of nails on a chalkboard sends shivers down their spine. This is the kind of feeling I want to get from the imagery displayed in my poster. Empathy and relatability are two strong conventions of my film. Getting someone to relate to a poster is clearly a lot harder than getting someone to relate to a storyline in a film. However, I edited the blackboard so, despite imperfections on it, are hinting at the nails on the chalkboard idea. I chose to have the title on lined paper like the type you find in school. This once again backed up the theme of education. By making the opacity very light, it created an almost eerie feeling. I've also ensured that the title of my film is the main focal point of the poster to make it clear. One of my main worries concerning my film poster was that at first glance it came across as a horror film. This isn't at all what I wanted, and seeing as, for one, my film isn't a horror, but also my main argument is that short film has no genre and should be left that way. My original design had a sort of dripping, gouged out effect on the blackboard that I was going to layer with images. However, I came to the conclusion that this did make it look like a horror. I decided to leave it plain and simple, hoping that the dark colours aren't too deceiving. For me, my tagline was the most important thing. I chose the words, "We blame society, but we are society." This is the biggest hint as to what my film is about. Also, it's an interesting topic. It's a debate and a conversation starter, which ultimately builds up further intrigue.